The law has a number of voter qualifications, and those are found in the California Elections Code naturally in Division 2, Chapter 1. And Article 1 of Chapter 1 contains several general provisions. And as you would expect, it references Article 2, Section 2 of the California Constitution, because Section 2A of our Constitution specifies that a United States citizen 18 years of age and who is a resident in this state may vote. So Elections Code Section 2000 provides that any person who will be at least 18 years of age at the time of the next election is eligible to register and vote for that election. In addition, any person who is at least 16 years of age and otherwise meets all eligibility requirements to vote is eligible to pre-register to vote, but he or she is not eligible to actually vote until that individual is 18 years of age. Article 2 of Chapter 1 provides the determination of residence and domicile in the state. And Section 2020 of the Elections Code provides that the term of domicile is computed by including the day on which the person's domicile commenced and excluding the day of the California election. Elections Code Section 2021 specifies that a person who leaves his or her home to go to another state or precinct in this state for temporary purposes merely with their intention of returning actually does not lose his or her domicile. Section 2020 states that if a person moves to another state with the intention of making it his or her domicile, then the voter loses his or her domicile in this state. And Section 2023 provides that if a person moves to another state as a place of permanent residence with the intention of remaining in that other state or place for an indefinite period of time, then he or she loses his or her domicile in California. Section 2024 states that the mere intention to acquire a new domicile has no impact. Section 2025 provides that a person does not gain or lose a domicile solely by reason of his or her presence or absence from a place while he or she is employed in the service of the United States or of the state of California, nor while they're engaged in navigating, nor while they're a student of any institution of learning, nor while they're kept in an asylum or a prison. Section 2026 provides that the domicile of a member of the legislature or a representative in the Congress of the United States is conclusively presumed to be that at the residence address that's indicated on that person's currently filed affidavit of registration, so long as the address is a residence, even though or notwithstanding that the member of the legislature or U.S. House representative may have another residence. Section 2027 of the Elections Code specifies that the place where a person's family is domiciled is his or her domicile unless it's a place for temporary establishment of the family. Section 2028 provides that if a person has a family fixed in one place and the person does business in another place, that family fixed place is the person's place of domicile. Section 2029 prohibits the domicile of one spouse from being presumed to be that of the other, but is to be determined independently in accordance with the Elections Code. Section 2030 provides that the domicile of this state, a domiciliary who marries a person who's employed temporarily in this state in the service of the U.S. government may elect to retain his or her domicile for the purpose of qualifying as an elector. Section 2031 states that if a person has more than one residence and that person maintains a homeowner's property tax exemption on the dwelling of one of the residences, then there's a rebuttable presumption that the resident subject to the homeowner's property tax exemption is that person's domicile. Section 2032 provides that if a person has more than one residence and that person is not physically resided at any one of the residences within the immediate preceding year, But there's a rebuttable presumption that those residences in which he or she has not resided within the immediate preceding year are merely residences and not his or her domicile. Section 2033 specifies that whenever the house number or the mailing address of a voter has been changed and the voter's domicile is the same, then the public election agency authorizing the change or any public agency that authorizes the change has to notify the county elections official in writing of that person's change, and the county elections official must make the change on the voter's affidavit of registration. Section 2034 states that a person who's domiciled in a house or apartment that lies in more than one precinct is registered as domiciled in the precinct that's designated by the county elections official. And finally, Section 2035 of the California Elections Code provides that a person duly registered as a voter in any precinct in California who removes within 14 days prior to an election is, for the purpose of that election, entitled to vote in the precinct from which the person was removed until the close of the polls on the date of that particular election.